Well, we are at the business end, and today we have the first eliminator. The Cinnamon Pacers, they're coming up against the Ginger Generals. Match referee is here. We're going to have the coin toss. Johan, you won the toss this morning. Tell us your decision.
We have a bowl first.
Okay, you're going to have a bowl first, and it means that you are looking to restrict the Cinnamon Pacers to what sort of total?
Yeah, anything under 100, you know. It's just for our bowlers to come and execute the plans that we have.
All right, so you, in terms of your bowling lineup, any changes to your bowling lineup?
No, I think we're playing the same thing. I think our bowler has been doing pretty well for us, so it's just for them to come out and execute today.
All right, well, good luck to you. It is the Eliminator. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I'm going to be speaking now to the Cinnamon Pacers captain. Ryan, a really good, strong showing yesterday. You were asked to bat first today again, and are the players ready and up to it?
Yeah, definitely. Having won the toss, we would have done the same thing. So we're just grateful for the opportunity, and hopefully we could pull off today.
Well, we saw 140, 144 yesterday. Anything close to that today?
Let's see how today goes. You know how cricket is. I mean, we're trying to score 120. Anything after that will be bonus. So we just go in there and give it our best.
All right, wonderful. So good luck to you. Good luck to the Cinnamon Pacers. And let's see how this one goes.
Thank you very much.
All right, so there we had it, the toss. And we'll be getting ready for Eliminator 1 in a few moments' time.
Pleasant day to you wherever you are following us. The Dream 11 Spiceisle T10 tournament. We really down to the closing stages. And we greet you here at Las Vegas playing field with very, very good conditions. Really a turnaround the last 2 days in terms of the conditions we have here. Beautiful sunshine. And a wicket pitch looks in immaculate condition. As we are now viewing the fielders just taking their position on the field. It's the first of the playoff, Ginger General versus Cinnamon Pacers. I can tell you that Cinnamon Pacers, they're going to take first strike, being sent into bat after Ginger Generals would have won the toss. And it makes for a really interesting game here today, Justin, as we come down to the last 4.
Oh yes, one aspect it will be, well, it all begins today for that matter. Because you win, you stay, you lose, you, well, not totally home, especially for the first 2 teams, but one of these teams will not go further because the winner here will take on, I think, the loser from the game tomorrow. So a lot to play for, and I think all of the teams recognize that today is all that matters.
So we must talk about the condition, really good conditions for cricket. And
yes,
really, it makes for really an epic match. And we expect to see really more competitive performances by both teams. Now this is, as you see, this is crunch time. And one wants to make sure that they come out victors in this game, which means we'll give them another opportunity to get to the finals. So both teams will be looking to take that 2 points in this game.
Yeah, I mean, and what on the weather, I don't want the Almighty to get so tired with us that, you know, we lament, but really and truly it's a really hot day today. One can feel the heat coming into the booth. You know, you can compare with what we had previously. In fact, yesterday was a fairly good day too. But today is extremely hot.
So we are about to see the first delivery. Williams, Laurie Williams, the left-handed medium pacer, and he's bowling from this southern end, commentary boot end. And Centler and Daniel Williams, and this pair had tremendous in yesterday's game, putting on the biggest partnership of the tournament, 130
Yeah, they set a few marks yesterday. Biggest partnership, and of course, the highest team score in the tournament so far.
So they will be bubbling with confidence. Just to give you the team, Cinnamon Pieces, Ryan John Captain, Chandel Regis, Daniel Williams, Asif Hooper, Nkosi St. Clair, Jaron Noel, Cosmo Murray, Cavan Bartholomew, Jamal Francis, Ricardo Murray, and Trey Duncan. That's the Cinnamon Pieces. Ginger Generals, captained by Johan Jeremiah, John L. Eugene, Dennis George, Jared Gilks, Christian Gerald Jeremiah. Good start by Williams. Larry Williams, Ronald Williams, Davis Charles, Cleveland Bartholomew, Kishan Abraham, and Jonathan Taylor. So that's the teams for today's game. Swung down to backward square, and this would be the first boundary. A short delivery, and the left-handed Daniel Williams get inside of his wicket and swing it down to that forward square leg, and picking up the first boundary of this game.
Yeah, well, Daniel Williams, well, joined first blood in this battle of the Williams, and delivery just short of a length and from Laurie Williams, and Daniel Williams pulled it through the backward of square area, the square leg region for 4. Well, he's continuing from where he left off yesterday, and if his form today is anything to do, or anything like yesterday, one can really expect some excitement here.
So he's 5 without loss. Williams scored 68 yesterday. He had 8 sixes in that inning. A swing, and this one goes high. Where would this one go? And it goes
maximum,
dunked over a wide mid-wicket area, and that's the first power hit, first maximum, and he continues the 6th hit in.
Well, as I said, it would be an exciting day if afternoon, so to speak, if Daniel Williams continues from where he left off yesterday.
Cotton slips, looking for again to hit somewhere over that mid-wicket area, and ball flying off the edge and taking in probably a more goalie position, where probably a toe slip would have been, but a big blow struck there by the Ginger Journals.
Yes, and the ever so often the wicket in the first over, and yesterday I think, if my memory serves me right, Williams did go flashing at a wide one outside the off stump too, got caught in a similar position. Well, he have to be very disappointed. He started well, but they always, as they say, it's not how you begin, but how you finish. And he has to go, and that's certainly a big blow, a big wicket. And the Ginger Generals, who's probably beginning to play the best cricket at this point, will be very happy with that.
Yeah, well, they would require to play the best cricket. We probably haven't seen him at the best, but again, good catch taken by Jeremiah in that where I would term toe slip or find gully. You could have seen the disappointment on Williams' face. He really, he looked to hit it on the up, and as the ball leaved him, and Williams, Laurie Williams there would probably get some bonks from that delivery. So he took high up on the bat, and it went very easily to Jeremiah, who accepted the catch. So 11 for 1 of the first over. The wily Dennis George. Balls go down to long leg, and then they come back for 2, or leg by signal rather, leg by. Umpires Isaiah Peters, and we have Freezer from Carriacou at square leg. Ball hit his square leg, it's dropped. Seemingly, no, just dropped in front really. There's a little bubble there and it looked as though it went straight. But pick up a single there.
Because it's Saint-Hilaire probably thought that he could have done much better with that. It was short, it was going towards the leg side. And probably had all the time in the world to put it away, but got it instead straight to the man at thing. But that's a magnificent shot by young Bartholomew.
Yeah, ball pitched up. And he waited and really gave it a full treatment. Hit it nicely over extra cover. No danger in that shot, and it went just one bouncer over the ropes for 4.
Well, one hope that young man will really express himself, and coming in at number 3, it's an opportunity given, and so far I've started very, very well. He's on 4, 1 ball 4, 18 for 1.
Yeah, and we see some change here. Kevin Bartholomew coming up much earlier, batting at number 3. And he's known for his off-spin bowling, but now suddenly have the ability to hit the ball.
So far, we've only seen him for 2 deliveries, and he has shown that he has an array of shots. The one over extra cover, then he sweep shot, and then just a little. So I think it's a good thing that you know, it's the first time we've seen Bartholomew batting that high up in the order. I think it's always good freshness and depending on the strategy which is employed. And one really hopes that he will stick around with Nkosi, Saint-Hilaire, and give Cinnamon a good total here, because one really wants what you would call, we would prefer the cliffhangers. We would prefer to see the good scores being chased down and games going right down to the wire.
Yeah, and certainly the pitch is continuing to look good. Really made for good batting. And one would hope that Cinnamon Pacer is going to put a sort of score on the board, and that will cause Ginger Generals to really have to bat well. We would want to see a good competitive match, right down the wire. It's 20 for 1 after 2 overs. And Laurie Williams, he picked up 1 in his first over, went for 11. That's this one hit down to mid-wicket, and it goes for the second carriacou hit ball. Picked up and swung down to a wide long on, and yet another boundary there for Saint-Hilaire. Who moves to 15, I make it, 26 into the 3rd over.
Yes, and not only do we have lots of similarity in terms of names, of course, we have a number of teammates competing against each other. Of course, Laurie Williams and Nkosi St. Louis, of course, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. They play together. Now they're battling each other here.
Yeah, so it's always good, when players of the same team come up against each other. There's always a sort of a battle, a challenge. Saint-Hilaire was equal to that delivery. He would really know Laurie Williams. They have played together. Certainly hit. And hit down to long off. Really good run in there. And you can hear Saint-Hilaire as he called there. The ball traveled really quickly down to that mid-off, that long-off area. And the fielder having to run back.
Again, Saint-Hilaire would have had a good view as to where the ball were, and did really push Bartholomew to come back and to ensure that he got it to its ground safely in the end. a good early calling. One could hear from the time the shot was played, no, 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 no. So that's what you need out there.
Yeah, it's so important that you that the calls, you remember the calls. You know, that would avoid so many runouts. And you call early. St. Hilaire was spot on there. Very early calling for the second. Hit over cover, good shot. And this would travel way over cover for the third carry power hit. And St. Hilaire get under this one and lifted it. A really good shot. Having the room, he was given the room there, and he really threw the bat at it and really hit it sweetly over cover. And it's sealed for another maximum.
Yeah, almost just a simple transfer of weight. But it is what that you would say. You know, he gets underneath it. He's already a fairly short man. And he does, he rock back and just hit it. Almost like a overhead tennis smash.
He's
and again,
hit in the same position. And
same result.
Repeat of the shot and goes over cover again for another carry maximum power hit. So he's really scoring in boundaries. It also tells you, gives you an idea in terms of the pitch. You know, because this one was not short. Fairly good length, but it's just that he had the room. So he was able to really swing into it. And ball coming through nicely and hitting over cover.
Of course, we're still in the power play, so these are relatively safe shots. So we've seen about 3 of them over extra cover for carry maximum so far. Good use of the feet there. He was probably backing away again. And Laurie Williams followed him and almost had to dance away towards the leg side and push it into the outside square and still picks up a single. So 42 for 1.
Yeah, good over there for the Cinnamon Pieces. And Williams going for 33 in his 2 overs. So he really went for about 22 in his second over. And St. Hilaire moves to 24. Bartholomew on 5. And they're going at run with just about 14. 42 for 1. Cinnamon Pieces. I think they would go into this game with a lot of confidence based on the performance in that last game yesterday.
Well, they finished with a rate of about 14 yesterday, just above 14. So it's for them, they hope that it's just another day at the office.
Cut down to the deep cover.
Because St. Louis, he has the engine well oiled this morning. The feet are moving, and I think one can see in how clean he's been hitting the ball so far that he is really in the zone.
This one goes high up, and the feeder coming just over the boundary for another carry power hit. Bartholomew again showing the power that he has. Really picked this one up. Went high in the air and just cleared that mid-wicket fence and picking up his first maximum.
Well, that's power he doesn't show on the outside. And this went against the breeze, so it was a fairly good hit in the circumstances. He went high and he went against the breeze.
49 for 1. And this one stroked down to cover. And that brings up 50. And that's 50 coming up in just 3.3 overs. 14.29. And
the certainly done a good job in terms of supporting Nkosi St. Hilaire. He too is on 12 from 5, scoring in excess of 200. Cannot really ask for much more. 51 for 1. Well, he's making a habit of this.
Yeah, another beautiful short ball pitched up and hit for another carriacou hit over long on. And the fielder just having to stand and look as the ball went over his head. And yet again, we are seeing the power of the young player, Cavan Bartholomew. Again, just showing us, Lord, that's just showing us he has the ability of being able to hit the ball very hard. And that goes again.
Wow.
This one straighter
And further.
and further for another carry power hit. What a shot. He played it with such ease. It was pitched up and he just moved into it, and you can see he hold the pose. And that ball went straight over long on, and he picked up another maximum and certainly pushes the score at the end of that fourth over to 63. And Dennis George is going for just 28 in his 2 overs. Yeah. So yet another big over. And pieces continue to motor on.
Yeah, so he has moved quickly to 27, 24, 24 from 7, 63 for 1. And we almost are seeing again something near or even better than yesterday's performance by the Cinnamon Pacers. Well, there's a saying that, you know, some teams pick early, some pick a little later. If this is the moment that the Cinnamon Pacers choose to pick and to play their best cricket, well, I think one can safely say that great things could be expected of them.
Yeah, and you always see it's not really how you start but how you finish, and we've seen Pacers just seem to be coming into their own, and it's the last game, and this start that they had really looks really promising. The move to St. Bartholomew at number 3.
It has already paid dividends.
Off.
I think it had already paid dividends.
Bartholomew, 24 from 7 deliveries. St. Clair, 27 from 14 deliveries. So really going at a faster pitch. 64 for 1. Just get into the halfway stage.
Well, if from here they can really ace the middle overs and really go after it in the back end, I think we can probably see us go close to 150 today again.
It's John L. Eugene. Again. Just taking all the piece off and just throwing it a bit wide. And St. Clair, they're really trying to reach it. Short delivery hit down over cover. Let's see. It goes for another carry power hit. Really hitting that ball well, shortish. And St. Clair was quick to get under it and hit it over cover. Yet again for another maximum.
Well, the third such shot we have seen from him. And it went high, it went long. And it didn't look to make the type of contact, though, that he wanted to. Again, shot outside the off stump and an appeal, but not out, says the umpire. Well, the end of another useful over. Only 8 coming off it, so it's quite a halt in basically from what we've been seeing so far. It's a good over, though, by John L. Eugene.
Yeah, so 71 for 1 after 5 overs. Cinnamon Pacers having a good start in this important game here. Dream 11 Spiceisle T10 tournament. This is the 5th edition. And the 2nd edition played here at the Lassages playing field. Certainly all credit to the ground staff. Provided a tremendous pitch And despite the little rain, field is in excellent condition. So I welcome Rondell. Good day, Rondell.
Yeah, good afternoon, Rafael. It's, as you were rightly saying, brilliant conditions for cricket. The outfield really looking in scintillating form. It's just nice, well manicured, and the pitch just playing proper cricket.
Yeah, it's always good when you have your playing surface always covered with a nice layer of grass, and so you could see sometimes the design. Now we just seeing the wheel mark of the cutter, but really it's a good surface. Davis Charles, the off spinner, pick it up from that northern end.
Yeah, Charles will want to repeat what he did yesterday.
Hit straight. This one goes tongue to long off. And for once, Bartholomew not getting hold of this one. But we have seen that he has shown some tremendous ability in terms of ball striking. This one, he didn't get hold of it. And cleared the extra cover rather easily, went down to long off. Short delivery is keen. Scintilla there, not getting hold of it. Probably looking to rush the shot a bit there.
Yeah, Charles just doing well to slow the deliveries. He's bowled well so far. And he does push like he did this one. This one really came through a bit faster. The others, you can see him just intentionally trying to slow it up, asking the batters to come at him.
Oh boy!
Another short delivery and going through outside the off stump. Batsman seemed a little bit beaten for pace there. Really rushing it through.
Let's see if he will slow this one up. Bartholomew going over the top, not making the sort of connection that we saw from him earlier. Really depositing some big sixes out the park. It's good to see him. He played the under-19 tournament for Grenada. Really wasn't in the sort of form that I think most persons know him to be in, but he's come here in this T10 tournament and shows the glimpse of the potential that he has.
Yeah, he probably was better known in that under-19 tournament for his bowling. And batted pretty low down, sometimes 6-7 there, but in this particular inning, he really showed what he's made of in terms of batting. He hit the ball really well, and so far he looked rather compact.
Yeah, I love his confidence. Since coming out and batting, he's shown that he's not afraid to hit them. This one, let's see, is high in the air. The fielder cannot get around to it, and he will cross for two. But that's the sort of confidence that he has. He's not afraid to go over the top. He doesn't hold back. When he's going, he's really going and going hard.
So he's already hit 3 sixes from 19 deliveries face. And Eugene slowing it up. Wide signal. Eugene, you could see very intent on slowing it up, not giving the ball pace. So the batsman have to make the pace. Swung, and this one goes for another maximum, another carry power hit, and that's a huge hit there by Bartholomew, hitting his 4th 6, and it pushes the score to 83 for 1.
Yeah, really good ball striking from Bartholomew. What was very intentional there is the fact that he went across the wicket. He sought to get closer. And we saw many batters fall victim to staying and trying to get it. But he went across and he lifted it into the onside, over the boundary. 6 more runs to Kavon Bartholomew.
Yeah, very important point you made is that he went across. And we all talk about position of the players in terms of shot making. But he showed the power that he has. And
there he goes again. This time he lifted further. This one is gone. It's out of here. Bartholomew is on the charge.
Another superb shot, pitched up. And he didn't do anything rash there. He just moved into the delivery and picked it up and really hit it clean over long on. Really probably would have traveled that distance.
Yeah, it did go really. I mean, he got the full connection. And what was good about that shot is he was playing through the line of the delivery. He was not going across it, but he chose to go straight, the bat face coming through, the contact, just bringing it exactly where he wanted it.
Yeah, and what was important there again is the movements. He actually moved across so he could get in line. So he's in good position. And picking up the off spinner and going with the tide. So good shot. He races to 41 in 16 deliveries, 89 for 1. And Eugene going around the wicket. This one hit down to where mid-off would have been. Again, you could see Eugene making an adjustment there, looking a little quicker and a little straighter, so didn't give him the room to swing. It has been a good knock, 42 from 17. And he's actually hit it back to the bowler. Really, Sentinel there, looking to give himself room. And only succeeded hitting it straight back to the bowler.
Yeah, for a while there I was looking for that ball somewhere within the point region, only to realize that it went really quickly back to the bowler. And bowler taking a pretty good catch, Eugene. Looking for that ball. As he played it, my eyes went across because it was wide of the stump, and then you realize it's coming right back at Eugene.
It looked all so simple. Yeah. Really. But still a good start, 90 for 2. And Sentinel, he would have played well, hit a few maximum. So he continued from his good inning yesterday. He scored 34, 19 deliveries, hit four sixes in his innings. So it's all about 6 hitting.
And that's what the T10 version is about. It's about clearing the boundaries, striking the fours, and making sure that you have good economy rates as a bowler and good strike rate as a batter.
And you could see the difference there in his stroke making there. Sentinel would have stood and tried to hit from where he was. So he sort of dragged it. And we have seen Bartholomew moving. And that really makes a difference.
Yeah, quite agree with you there. You need to move, get close enough to it so that you have the control.
Short hit for another carriacou hit. Short delivery, given the treatment. First delivery ball to Ryan John. He picked it up nicely with all ease and hit it over backward square for 6.
Yeah, the momentum really with the Cinnamon Pacers right now. As John coming in, getting a ball, pitching just about middle and leg, and inviting him to just go through the line of it. Swung really nicely. You got the connection that he wanted.
So 96 for 2. And we have had a completion of 7 overs, but we have seen that Ryan John beginning to really come into his own. I think thought that he had a good one yesterday. He bowled well, picked up 2 early wickets. And that was critical for Cinnamon Pieces to be able to put a dent in the Nutmeg Warriors. And has shown that he's beginning to come into his own. A good shot, first delivery face. This one goes high in there. A very easy catch comes in. And the fielder comes in. Jeremiah comes in, take the catch at cover. And for once, Bartholomew not really getting to the pitch of this one, but looking to hit over. Let's see. He did move, and which was important, but hit across it. And it went up in the cover. Easy catch taken.
Yeah, I think what was important there is the fact that Davis Charles, again, as we keep saying, he varied his pace. And so you can see that he went through the shot a bit faster than really the ball came. And so he falls victim there as we look at the replay. He went across, but the ball not really coming through as quickly. And could only succeed in getting it to Ronell Williams, who took the catch. So Williams taking a pretty easy catch there. They don't come much easier than that. As Bartholomew goes.
Good inning by Bartholomew. 42 from 18 deliveries. And he had 5 maximum and 1 4. So the fact that he was pushed at number 3, I think did really work out well. Good knock off 42 in quick time. 96 for 3, the start of the 8th over.
Yeah.
Asif Hooper.
Not certain the Ginger General expected Bartholomew to come at 3.
Yeah, short delivery there. Hooper would be disappointed. Not doing much more. Just looking here once again. Yeah, looking to swing. And actually goes down to the boundary.
Yeah. So it will be 4 wides.
Hooper is hitting straight. Lovely shot. Another carriacou hit. Lovely shot. Ball pitched up. He didn't have to do anything much, but came forward and stroked it nicely over long off for another maximum.
Yeah, you really don't want to get so close to Asif Hooper, especially as a spinner. He really got close to that one, and he had the full leverage to lift over the top. And what was important is that he was going straight.
107 for 3. Going at a run rate of 14.59. Davis Charles just coming for a little bit of 6 here. But so far he has been doing well. Just 1 for 14 in his second over.
Yeah, Davis has certainly bowled well throughout the tournament.
Ball pitched up again, given the same treatment. Another carriacou hit over this time a wide long on. And the fielder there just had to run to retrieve. But again, pitch up and given the right treatment, getting close to the delivery. And the power that Hooper has really let loose. Pick him under the maximum.
Certainly everything right there. He looked to get close to it. And as it turned, he got the little turn. You can see him playing with that turn. And depositing that one for another carriacou hit. So Hooper really in the mood for some big hitting.
Yeah, and that one actually went over the wire. And one would think that this boundary here is small, but it's really not small. We have seen some huge 6s. This one clearing the fencing wire.
Yeah, certainly a big hit there by Hooper. And throughout the tournament, a number of balls went even across the road. And so it tells you that the guys, when they hit them, they really do stay hit.
Yeah, credit to the pitch. Beautiful for batting. And really the advantages with the batsmen.
Well, the advantages with the batsmen, but we've seen the bowlers do really well on this wicket. And so it really makes for a good mixture of interesting cricket. You have bats, you have balls. Once the bowlers do the right job, they tend to pick up wickets.
Yeah, I was trying to find out early on this morning in terms of how many balls would have been lost. And the umpires were telling me it's over 4 boxes. So it's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's over 24 balls going there.
Yeah, we would have an idea in terms of that with T20 cricket that was played in the night. And we had to make sure we have adequate balls, even harder to be found in the night. Hope I hit this one down to long off, pick up another single. Yeah, easier to be found in the day than in the night. So one just tells you in terms of the quality of these wickets. You play through the line and you really should be no difficulty.
Yeah, really get good value for your shots here. Speaking of value for your shots, we will have the celebrity match tomorrow.
Hit dunk, that's another maximum. And Ryan John just again ball pitched up. And again didn't have to do much, he just move into it and hit another carry power hit. Down to long on. This ball went travel really quickly.
Yeah, that one was up there again, closer to the batter, playing through the line of it.
Short, cover, a cover fielder. Two fielders is running off side, but ball dropping between both fielders and they're coming back. That look, they're coming back for the third run. Really good running. They're probably going to get a fourth run now as the ball bunks off the fielder. They was trying to retrieve and seem to be all run 4. And that completes the over. Again, the umpire just making sure that the batter reaches crease. What have been a big over. Cinnamon Pieces moved to 120 for 3. They see at the end of the 7th, end of the 8th over. See some good hitting in this over.
Yeah, the batters really capitalized on some loose bowling there. Davis Charles just guilty of getting too close to the batters. His previous over, he had a really good line and length. But this last over of his proving to be a very expensive one.
So Charles would have bowled 2 overs. He went 1 for 31. 124 for 3. 2 overs to go. Cinnamon Pieces, really a good, set a good platform. The challenge, I wouldn't say 150, at least 140. Yeah. But the way that both players are striking the ball, are hitting sixes consistently. Anything can happen in this last over as the umpires just having a mid-wicket conference there.
So it will be Ronell Williams. He's proven to be a very handy death bowler for the Ginger Generals.
Good thinking cricketer.
Bowler is coming. You have a new bowler for me, and he's coming right and over.
He's pick up the attack from the sudden end. Yeah, they would want to make really maximum use as his last 2 overs. As we have been seeing, is a really critical game for both teams. And it's not actually down to the knockout stage. So at the end of it, one of these teams will be out.
And the Cinnamon Pieces would want to ensure that they get a total that really would put the Ginger Generals really far away from the target as possible. So anything from here on in, I think they will feel happy. You have 125. Anything above that 125 should be a bit more challenging for the Ginger Generals.
Well, we have seen the cinnamon pieces really seem to be coming into the last couple games that they have played. We haven't seen that from the Ginger Generals yet. So one never knows. Maybe they could be probably waiting right up until the last. This one goes high in the air. The cover comes in and takes a good catch. Again, as you said, really good bowling by Williams, and he had to put all the pace on that delivery, reaching for it, and really went to the pitch of it. And Ronald Williams really picking up a good wicket. Been good bowling.
Yeah, slower delivery by Williams. And that's what he's known for at the death. He tends to mix up the pace. He has the fast Yorker, he has the wide Yorker, and he's confident whenever he has that ball in his hand. This is what my job is, to bowl at the death. And so far he's done well.
Yeah, and it's good to see our young players seem to be able to learn the game rather quickly. The umpires having a discussion. The fielder is not yet off. I don't know if they're checking probably the no ball. But they have asked the player to hold off, so he's standing still inside the field. Yeah, I'm making a point in terms of what we have seen from some of the young bowlers. They have really seemed to have really learned this trade in terms of what is required for the T10, this shorter version of the game. One can, yes, he's now been given out. Yeah, we can talk about Enoch Toussaint as another young player that really they are beginning to use their head in terms of bowling. A lot of variation, the slow one, maybe pitching it wide. That is good to see that these young players would have been able to pick up and know what is required.
Yeah, and it's all down to being a part of this tournament. It gives you the confidence that when the skipper calls on you, you have to be able to execute. And so it means that more they play this format, they should be better at the T20. They should be good at the T10. And one will hope that they will be able to transfer this into the 50 over and even into the 2-day and 3-day cricket.
Yeah, Shondell Regis. And it's a really good platform for our cricketers. We have the opportunity to see basically most of our cricketers. Swing, lovely shot, carry power maximum. Real good power hit. They pitched up. And Regis climbed into this one and he really hit it a long way. So what a start.
No, I tell you what, that was a really good shot. If you look at that delivery, it wasn't really up there, but he was able to just get across. That front foot came across, and that is what helped to get him that connection. And was able to deposit it for 6.
Yeah, good comeback by Williams. Good comeback. Yeah. Wide signal. Just a bit wide, but you could see the intention was there. Slow ball,
Yeah, and this is what he does well. He's always challenging that wide line, the wide Yorker. He even gets it at pace, and there are times when he will just take the pace off and have the batsman playing too early.
Yeah, but that was a vicious hit by Regis. Really climbed into that first delivery phase. Really would have been 6 on probably most grounds in the region. Anyway.
Yeah, certainly will.
Again, having to make the pace. Ball hit down to mid-wicket. Both batters will want to go all guns blazing for the next 9 deliveries. 133 for 4. So I'm saying we're looking at bordering 140. Probably If Ryan John gets off, maybe a couple big one.
Yeah, Williams will want to close off this over. Still has 3 deliveries. So far, he's gone for 9. Needs to put this in the back of his mind and concentrate on maybe getting the wicket. Again, a slow delivery. And that's the confidence of young Williams. He's not afraid to use his variations.
Yeah, good bowling. And he's bowling to one of our senior players, one of our top players on the island, and Windward Islands player. And we have been able to have him guessing.
Yeah. John will want to come back at him. Let's see what he does. Again, just have him playing a bit too early.
Yeah, tremendous bowling there. Not afraid, and you could see running in with a great deal of confidence. John not making contact.
I think the length there is what is important. He's not close enough to John that John can really swing through the line of it. And so he has to sort of reach it, play it on the up.
Hit down to long on the fielder, comes in, takes a good catch. Jeremiah there, just was another short, quick delivery. John looking to pull it. You really seem to have hustled onto him. Let's see. Yeah, one that came a little quicker and bunks a bit. And you won't be able to get it down to the long on fielder. Actually, it's Eugene that came in and take that catch, yeah? But really good, sensible bowling there by Williams.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Williams. He's always thinking, he's always looking to use his variations. And so the first 2, it was slower deliveries, hit into the pitch. It deceived John. But here he comes with the final delivery. And that delivery was the pace on delivery. John really didn't have time to get through that shot and could only hold out to Eugene at the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Yeah, very good bowling by Williams. Picking up the important wicket. We all know the power and the ability of Ryan John. He probably had there to face the last over. You know, anything could have happened. So a good blow struck there by Williams.
Yeah, certainly will be happy, the Ginger Generals, to see the back of John. And not having him here for that last over, in their mind, will be a bit of a relief. But they still have Regis and Duncan, who have shown that they have good ball striking abilities and can clear the ropes very easily.
So Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, he will actually his only over, his first over. Ball swung once again, goes down to the fielder on the mid-wicket boundary, comes in and take the catch. And Regis not being able to clear the boundary. But being taken at mid-wicket.
Yeah, that was a good delivery. He really tried to get into it, but it hit in just a bit too high and not really getting distance. Got good height, but the distance wasn't there. And a pretty simple catch taken there by Williams again. So Ronald Williams into the action quite regularly.
Yeah, and I think what happened is Regis would have hit across that delivery. It pitched somewhere, probably just around the off stump, and was going further outside the off stump, and he tried to take it from there. Maybe if he looked to probably hit a little straighter, probably was in a better position. Or if he moved, moved across the off stump a little more, probably would have been really in a better position. But credit to the bowler, good bowling.
Yeah, quite agree with you there, Bartholomew. Showed them what it means when you get close enough to the deliveries, how far you can really hit it. So Regis just guilty of going across that one.
133 for 6. So we'll still seem to be border around 140. They scored 144 in the previous game. This goes high in the air, and again Fila getting under it and takes another catch. Again, Kosamori. We know all his power, Kosamori. Again, as we look at this ball, really it wasn't there for the shot he wanted, and then played across it. And an easy catch taken by Dennis George. And yet another wicket. Pacers now 7 for 133.
Yeah, Murray, they're just guilty of swinging for the hills, not really getting into position. He went across, but what Taylor did well is that he went further across. And so Murray had no choice but to try to swing through the line of the delivery. Going across it, it means that the only distance he could get is up. And so a good wicket there for Taylor too. He's 2 from 2.
Yeah, and also looked to be a slow delivery. So you could see that he actually get into the shot a bit early. And I think this is why it went in the air, because early into the shot.
Yeah, really clever bowling there by Taylor. And though the score reads 137, imagine you're coming in for the final over and you have 2 wickets without even a run being scored off your bowling.
Yeah, no on a hat-trick, pick up 2 in 2. Yeah, very important wicket of Ryan John. And Noel, Jaron Noel. And this time he did the right thing, just take a single. And have Che Duncan into strike. 134 for 7, 3 deliveries remaining.
You want to give credit to Taylor for his over so far. He got 2 left-handers out. And is able now with the slower delivery to the right-hander to able to get it onto the right spot.
A loud appeal there for the run out. And I think, let's see the umpire going to check to see. Look pretty close, although one get the impression he probably might have just reaching, but be interesting to see.
Yeah, good aggressive run in there by the Cinnamon Pieces. Duncan really motoring, trying to ensure that he got back into his crease.
So a little bit of a comeback from the Generals. Lost a few wickets just lately. As we see. And yeah, he probably just seemed to be short, but we'll wait and see. Just seemed to be short of his ground there. Yes, he is. Good work by Matthews behind the stump. He had to take that ball and really pull it towards the stump.
Credit to Taylor. 3 deliveries, 2 wickets, 1 run. And this will be...
Yeah, good work. Really good work by Matthews.
Yeah, took that on really well. And in one motion, he threw down the stumps.
Superb bowling. So it still seems as though they're going to be a challenge to get up to the 140. Has been a very good over bowled by Jonathan Taylor. The last 2 overs, I think, were really good overs. Williams from the southern end, now Taylor coming from northern end. And so far, just 2 runs, and pick up 2 wickets in the process. So 1 delivery remaining. It had to be a maximum to reach 140. Hit down to, and it is a maximum. And really flat, no 4, just dropping 1 bounce. And it goes for 4. And let's see again, given the room there and swung lustily by Murray. And it went one bounce down to the boundary for 4. So Cinnamon Pieces, 139 for 8. Still makes for a very good challenge, a good competitive match.
Yeah, it certainly makes for a good contest. The Cinnamon Pieces, they started well, but some good challenging final 2 overs really curtailed the scoring rate. And so the Ginger Generals, they will have a lot to do. They will need to score at least 14 and over from the start if they are going to come up trumps in this one.
Yeah, well, we have to see the best. We have to see the best of Ginger Generals if they're going to come up victors in this game. Just to give you an update of the scorecard, we had Williams probably give you the ball in first. Larry Williams, 2 overs, 1 for 33. Dennis George, 2 overs. He did done for 28, a bit on the expensive side. Eugene, 2 overs, 1 for 30. Davis Charles, 1 for 31 and 2. Ron Williams, he had 1 for 9 in 2 overs. And Taylor, he had 2 for 6. So Williams, 2 for 9. Taylor, 2 for 6. Really would have closed it off very well. 139 for the loss of 8 wickets. St. Leo's caught and bowled Eugene for 34, 19 deliveries. He had 4 fours. Daniel Williams caught Jeremiah bowled Williams. He went for 10, 1 4, 1 6. Kevin Bartholomew, quite a brisk inning. Caught Williams bowled David Charles 42, 18 deliveries. Hit 5 sixes and 1 4. Ryan John caught Eugene bowled Williams for 16. He also had 2 maximum. Azif Hooper caught Taylor bowled Williams. He went for 13 with 2 maximum. Chandel Regis, he was caught by Williams bowled Taylor for 7. He had 1 6. Shea Duncan run out. Abraham and Anil Matthew, he went for 1. Cosmore caught George bowled Taylor. He didn't get off the mark. Noel, 1 not out, and Ricardo Mori not out on 4. 139 for 8, to which I think we'd be happy with that score, with the top scorers being Bartholomew on 42 and Central 34. Ryan John got 16. 2 for 9 Williams, 2 for 6 Taylor. They really would have stood out in terms of really stifling the last part of the batting of Cinnamon Pieces. But they should feel pretty good in terms of the score that would have made. And certainly we expect, a really interesting fight as Ginger Generals will attempt to get 140 required for victory. So we will take a short break and then we join for the run chase.
Yeah, it's and it's
So we are back here at the Las Vegas playing field to see the reply. Ginger General need to get 140 for victory. We have just witnessed good performance, batting performance by Cinnamon Pieces, 139 for 8. We did see an array of shot making, quite a number of 6 being hit in the inning. We will have to see probably the best batting performance by Ginger General if they're going to get up to that 140 that's required. Again, conditions continue to be really beautiful here at Las Vegas playing field. Slight breeze. And we are hoping for really an exciting game here. I think they had all for to win this. Really nothing to do, but both teams will be looking to come out victors in this one. Ryan John, the captain, again leading from the front, opening the bowling as he did in the previous game. Picked up 2 early wickets and yesterday, and really started the rout of Nutmeg Warriors. And he's starting today. Eugene. Just in good pace, good lifting delivery. Eugene looking to hit square, make no contact.
I was just about to say that earlier in the tournament, John looked a little tight. Yesterday he did look a lot freer. And looking at him coming in today, he could be rolling in free. You could see the pace is up. I think it would make for an interesting chase. You can see that they're very much up for it.
High in the air, ball goes down to just short of the middle fielder there. And also an appeal for run of the ball. And the fielder there just threw into that non-striker and hitting the wicket. But you're right with Ryan John. We have seen really him like he looks a different player. You could see him coming in. There's a sense of aggression. There's also a sense of confidence in his approach. We saw it with the batting. He came out first delivery, hit for 6. And he did show yesterday that, as he began to strike the ball, he was really seemingly coming into his own. So you're certainly right about that.
Of course, I mean, Ryan is one of the lead players in this tournament. Of course, from under 19 World Cup,
As we look at
Very close.
as we look at a runner, Justin seemed to be a very close one. Let's see.
Very, very close. Very close indeed.
Yeah, the umpire is still waiting. Yeah, yeah, we
I had a chat with John after this ago, and he was saying that, in these tournaments, sometimes you do what you need to do to qualify, but today is when, is when the real cricket starts. That's when everything begins today. And one can see a totally different approach. And these guys
yeah,
are able to change gears, as you say.
yeah, very close. This,
Very close indeed.
yeah, Justin, and even as you're speaking there and you're looking at the replay, look really, really close. And my take, it just look as though you're short.
You can't really see the bat.
Yeah.
From there, but let's see. He may just have gotten over the line. Yes, you gotta hold it. You gotta stop it just before the line, and
My take, it looked just short of the line. Wow,
so
these
let's see
things-
again. It's
These things they need like
this is
third umpire.
yeah, this is a
Look at when the bill falls.
he's out, man.
he's
Yes,
out.
he's out.
Good decision.
Well,
Very good
it's
decision.
very, very close, but definitely out.
Yeah, it was a very good decision.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, unfortunate Ginger Generals. An important wicket, John Eugene. And he's an important batter in the mix. And interestingly, he came in, he opened the batting. We would have seen him batting probably 3 and 4. But that's a big blow.
And yet another indication of the fact that the Cinnamon team, they are prepared mentally and everything else. The ball went up into the air, and as you can see, the fielder coming in there, that was Sheldon, that was Regis. He couldn't get to the catch, but he had the presence of mind after the mix-up to have a throw at the stumps, hit the stump, and the appeal went up. They too didn't seem too certain. It went upstairs, and as we see, this really just what do you call it? Maybe centimeters. As they say, the game is a game of centimeters, and the batsman found himself, Eugene, one thing there. Unfortunate way to go in a high-stake game like that.
Again, Matthew hitting this one down to that long on region for 4. Good shot. Shortish delivery there from John. And Matthew was quick and hit it down to wide long on for 4. Not so sure that he got it where he wanted it. But the important is that he picked up a boundary.
Yes, and they got to fight back. They got to hit back. It's not the type of total that you can, waste too many deliveries on. They have to keep going. The rate is in excess of 14, and it will not be an easy one at all. Matthew now will have to be the enforcer out there. But again, good ball by John, as you say. The pace is up, almost up into the rib cage.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that regular in terms of the pace. But this is a quick over. We see some quick deliveries. Actually, the first delivery that Eugene faced was a quick one. He was looking to play off the back foot, went through him. And then that run out there was a quick delivery looking to pull. And really was in no man's land, really. And we have seen already a couple of deliveries from Matthew. And you see, as you rightly said, Justin, pace up, bowling pretty quickly, which tells you he's in a good rhythm. Right up, tremendous delivery, Yorker. And all the batsman had to do there was Johan Jeremiah come down on it. This is two players who have played a lot of cricket together.
And also against each other. They're different franchise in the West Indies setup. Johan, of course, I think with the UE, with the university, with the the colleges.
Oh, and
Did he
these
drop
trees.
that?
Well,
The
he's
umpire has put him out, but he's dropped the catch, and the umpire.
oh, strange.
What
Yeah.
has happened there?
Let's look at the replay. Ball straight in
And out.
and straight out. What? A bad miss.
Indeed, a very bad
A
miss.
really bad miss there. And again, pace. I think he was again beaten for pace there. Looking to play off the back foot, ball taking the edge and going really quickly to the keeper, who really should have held that one really straightforward.
And this was interesting being given out. You
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
well, these umpires, they don't have things too easy out there too. They're under pressure also. And from time to time, we will see little slip-offs. Let's get the concentration back. Well, that was a very, very good over by Ryan John. Probably one of the best we've seen from him.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
far.
I do believe it's probably one of the quickest
It's
over
over
we have
too, we
also
have
seen
seen.
him bowl.
Yeah. If we live in now, he's coming down to the boundary. But of course, he's a pro. He's probably one of the most celebrated cricketers out there, and a man now who has a lot of experience behind him.
Yeah, and you have seen the aggression. First delivery from Francis, Jamal Francis. I don't know if he played before.
Yes, he did play before, and did bowl pretty well. Does a bit left arm bowler. Does a bit with the ball.
Yeah, does swing the ball a bit. I've seen him at the I think it was previous game somewhere it was, but he swings the ball well. Probably could have been in the T20 game. He does swing the ball well. Hit down to backward square position. It's vacant, and well, it goes all the way for the first carry power hit. And in Matthew, shortest delivery, but again, what was evident is that he got inside the line, so he got into position and hit it down. Although he didn't seem to get hold of it. It's coming off the middle of the bat. I think was his position, and really helped it went down to that vacant position.
Yes, on the top edge. The thing about it is that Francis have had success. They've had a few wickets, and see one of the players down.
Yeah, well, we try to see what happened with that delivery. Yeah, hit on the pad. Yeah, outside leg, some good decisions.
Nichols sent it seemed.
Yeah, just dive into his left there. I wonder if it probably fell on the ball or something. But didn't move from the time he went down for the ball. Still on the ground.
Correct.
So let's hope it's nothing too serious. But he's still on the ground. 11 for 1. But a good delivery from Francis in that he didn't give him the room. He
No.
was
And
close to
again,
him.
yes, and a ball which came back in, even into the right hand. Let's see if we can see what happened to Nichols there. Probably fell heavily on the shoulder and the hand. His hand being trapped between the ground and the body. And he's a heavy man. What's your view, Tony? Where the spirit of cricket there, one man down injured, wasn't moving, and the batsman took the opportunity to steal another single, which is the right. But of course,
Well, I think based on how it happened, it was so quick that one couldn't really tell what happened until they probably come back for the second. But in situation like that, so what the umpire would quickly signal dead ball.
yes.
So you complete the run and it stays there. Well, it actually was Matthew that was facing, so I think they just had one.
Yes.
They just had one, complete one,
Right, correct.
which was legitimate.
Yes.
12 for 1. Still in the second over. Ball swing down to just past mid-on fielder and goes down to the boundary for 4.
Yes.
Again, shortish in length, and Jeremiah got hit it down to that long on position. Yeah, still don't think that he got as close as he should have. Sort of dragged it. What was important, he picked up 4. So they really need to keep the scoreboard going. And one hopes that Jeremiah going to settle and give a big one. Hit straight down to, again, not getting the timing right.
Of course, what I like about Francis, he does have I don't know if he patterned himself from Michael Johnson, the Australian left-arm fast bowler. If you look at him, let me tell you, at this point, almost see a bit like Johnson there.
This goes
all the way
for carriacou hit. Jeremiah picked this one up, shortish in length. I think he was closer to this one and really hit it over long on for his first maximum. And he would need to hit much more. 22 for 1.
Just putting some pressure, trying to put some pressure back onto the young man. He has to be careful, Jeremiah. Maybe if there is a day he needs to come good, need to really show what he's made of. Today.
Well, he had a chance, and I really want to make use of that. It will be important for him today. If Ginger Generals going to pull off victory.
That was the end of the over.
Well, 2 hours at 5.
So, like, everyone's concentration is dangling out there. Umpire George, probably not quite getting the checker right.
Yeah, just look a little bit unsure there with Peters and umpire Fraser. As you said, Justin, tough job. You need to concentrate in every delivery.
Let go, man. Let go, boys. Let go, boys.
Even when the incident in the field, they had to still keep focusing and concentrating.
It's an important stage of the game. Asif Hooper into the attack. And another good bit of fielding by the fielder there. And hitting the stump directly. But a good running by Jeremiah, made it to his ground.
Yeah, good aggressive running. But also the feeling on the toes.
And when you're hearing a bit of chatter, it means that there is excitement out there. They're supporting each other. And already we see that good bowling by Hooper.
Stay inside.
Foolish length and really darting that ball into the batsman body pad, so to speak. Not giving them a chance to free the arm at all. Hooper coming on the backs of a 5-wicket haul. So must be very high in confidence.
Yeah.
And there it goes. Well, good catch there by Murray. And Ginger Generals, I can safely say now they're in trouble.
Yeah, another big blow struck. The Hooper again into the wicket board. Giving some air, and as we look here, Matthew, you're having to reach for it. Didn't get across to the delivery. Stood where you were and looking to drive and just reaching for it. And the ball was picked up, caught by Ricardo Maureen. Cover again. We continue to lament on the fact that you need to get close to the delivery. We have seen the inning of Bartholomew, his movement close to the delivery to the ball, and was able to hit it so well. It's a little disappointing there, Matthew. not getting across. And this is one player that we spoke about in his yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. He didn't make much, but played a very good inning. But one of the things that was good to see is his movement, playing his ball on merit, getting to the pitch of the ball. This one, I think he just failed to do that.
Well, I honestly think deep down that from what my own assessment of what I thought happened, I thought he was badly outfoxed by Asif Hooper. He got one from Hooper earlier, which was really darted in, full pace on, and so which he just managed to get out on the onside. And then after that, this one, Hooper really foxed him. It was given generous flight and very wide, asking him to go out there. And of course, the pressure to score and everything, he went after it and was caught. I think Hooper bowled especially for that. And here he is again.
Nothing. Keeper. Come on.
So we really had to give Hooper credit.
Yes, a lot of credit I think should go to him. He really, I would give him this wicket. He's really, I thought he foxed Matthew.
25 for 2, left-handed Jeremiah. If there's a need for a big captain in his no. He's looking to drive, make no contact.
Good stuff there, boy.
Again, a little slower, a little more flight by Hooper there. So he's proven to be
Swing this one. This one goes very far. That carry power hit. And he picked this one up and hit it over the square leg and picked up his second maximum. Jeremiah moves to 17, 31 for 2. And we have 3 completed overs.
But again, the Cinnamon, they were Pacers, they would not be too perturbed with that. Hooper took 1 for 9, only 9 runs in the over. And it's vitally important that they keep an eye on that required rate, which has now gone up to 15.57. And certainly, that's what they need to do. Yes, you can lose wickets, but you have to ensure that you get that required runs every single over. And when you don't, it poses a real pressure. It puts real pressure on you as the game goes down towards the back end.
Yeah, it would be so important for Jeremiah to play big innings. He's on 17. Your spin-off, Jaron Noel.
Can't see that. That this is a weak link. But probably the batsman would want to probably take a chance or 2 more against Noel.
We haven't seen much of Jilks.
No.
Play this one down to cover. Deep cover.
I think the key man here now is Jeremiah. He has to now bat probably to the end or very close to the end. If the Generals, Ginger Generals, could have any chance of getting close to that total.
So you have to play an inning that he's known to be able to play. And that had to be a really punishing inning. And as you see, we probably bat right down to the end, hit down to cover. Again, good timing. And Justin, we have seen the difference when you get close to the ball. That came out of the bat really, really quickly. And again, you saw he moved across. So he was on top of it in a really good and balanced position and hit it down to backward point. Just maybe a foot or so from the field, it would have been
sure.
It would have been 4.
Certainly. That was good work still down there by Costin Murray. Wide, but you understands what Jaron Noel is trying to do. Just trying to bowl it slow, bowl it wide, ask the batters to come after him.
Yeah, the strategy he used there, and we have seen it used by Kem Charles also. You throw the ball wide and you slow it up and just cause the batsman to want to reach for it. This again off stump, wide being signal.
Get them a little bit out of the comfort zone. I think every time a delivery is bowled or every time Jeremiah hits a boundary, I think the wicketkeeper must be feeling really sad.
Cover, let's see the fielder.
Oh, that's an amazing catch. That's a good catch. And that's a huge, huge, huge wicket. Wow. That's a big one. There is no question as to whether he was in full control. And that sent Shondell Regis down there. Easy. I think it was.
Yeah, Shondell Regis. Very good catch there. And he had to control himself not to step on the boundary. But again, we saw the bowler again pitching the ball wider. But I think this time he slew it up, give some air. And just as we were saying, so obviously the batsman looking to score will want to go after that delivery and really reach for it. And just was not able to get it over the boundary.
Yeah, so.
And Regis moving to his right, he took a really, really good catch. And another blue stroke.
Yeah, so Jilks has to go. As we said, we really haven't seen the best of him. Well, yet.
He's 35 for 3. Again, a bit of a disappointment from Ginger General. So we have the Jeremiah brothers. Can't we see a turnaround at Jeremiah's show? Jeremiah's show to get to that 140. Johan Jeremiah is on 18. Gerald Jeremiah. Faces first delivery.
It will take a Herculean effort from now on for sure. And it's really amazing the turnaround. If you look at the cinnamon strikers now, they look at a team ready. Yeah.
Well, I think they would have coming into the game yesterday. They would have felt, I would think, going into the game they had nothing to lose. So they've really played freely. And sometimes you put more pressure on yourself. When there are times, sometimes you just have to go and play and enjoy. Say, hit down to long on. Let's see.
A long way too.
And
well, onto the roof and way to the back.
Another big one, carry power hit. Jeremiah again climb into that last delivery. And maybe you might have to call the first name, not to tie up with the Jeremiahs. But he climbed into that one nicely and pick it up on the volley and hit it a long way over a long one. So he pushes on to 24.
But in these circumstances, as I said, you would take that 11, 1 wicket. You would want to take that. The asking rate has gone up though. You do even with the 6 being struck, the asking rate has gone up to 16.33 now. So it's getting harder still for the Ginger Generals. They have to know you have to get that production on both ends or a few very big overs being there just to pull things back a bit and to more manageable proportion.
Yeah, you just need a couple big overs to get back the 42 for 3. You still require a further 98 and you have only 36 deliveries, so you have to have maybe a couple big overs. We would have seen the batting of Cinnamon Pieces where as much as 3 sixes were hit consecutively. So you need that. There was a 22 run over. I think there also was a 21 run over. So you need that sort of what to really bring you back on track.
Have it done. Thank you.
6 overs remaining.
Go on, say boy. Come on, man. Come on, boy. Let them flat out there, boys.
1 for 9. Journal has one for 11. And you could work with the sort of average, whether you get one over for 12, you could.
What a day too. What a day for cricket. It's when you look at the advertising banners, the banners, they look a lot like I guess the wind. One could see the wind swollen, the dust from the pitch almost swollen. Goes to show that it's a lot windy, windier down there than it has been for the last few days. While we in the booth here probably wish we could have had some of that breeze.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah, there's always seems to be a cooling breeze. Yeah, look at the feather banners here.
Aye, that is high. And another chance offered out there and taken. Well, that again was another very good catch. And one Jeremiah, Joel Jeremiah has to go. And the bigger brother watching him almost as if to say, well, how could you have done that? But he had to go. Somebody had to go after it. They're under a lot of pressure. And that was a really good catch taken there. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Bishop taking that catch. And wasn't the best position. He probably had to go back a bit more. His judgment wasn't the best, but the important is that he held the catch. Once again, Ginger General continued the struggle. We're 42 for 4.
I believe they're capitulating here. Of course, Dennis George, yes, does known to be able to play a handy knock sometime, but it's just like you get a feeling that this lower order batting that the Ginger General possesses, this is just a bit too much for them. And again, the rate has gone up to 17.29, so it's real pressure. We in the middle of the 5th over, and 98 runs needed in 34 deliveries. That will certainly take some going.
Yeah, I think the Ginger Generals would have faltered due to the batting. I know just yesterday they had to get almost 79 for victory. And one will think 99 out of 100, you're going to get it.
You and I said, that's all right. You like that? You like that, I said, that's all right.
So you're almost already, you're asked to score, almost to hit 3 maximums are over.
Well, a quick walk by the keeper, loud appeal.
No, I don't think he went anywhere. Looked to be safe.
Yeah, looked to be safe, but quick walk.
Probably just keeping George honest.
Hooper. 2 for 10.
So Hooper once again has done his work. Well, not quite yet finished, but 2 for 10, you really can't ask for more.
You have been a good spell, continued from where you left off. Umpires just conforming here with that decision.
And one really begs the question now, what could have happened had Johan Jeremiah gone early to that simple catch? It went down, although I sometimes hesitate to use the word simple. There is no simple catch. Whatever it is, you have to take it. Yes, I think he's there. It's another view.
So it's 43 for 4. Hooper in the second over.
Nothing. One. Same thing. Yo!
I think that's the thing that has really plagued the Ginger Generals, the fact that they haven't really been able to score too many big overs, and also they haven't been able to preserve wickets for long periods.
Yeah, they have really faltered in the area of the batting.
One. Bye, keeper, Che. One. That's all right.
One ball to go in the 5th.
You go in there, boys.
Still with 94 in 31.
Nothing. Stop it. Good. Well pulled, boys.
Well, 94 in 3. So, well over 18 on over. And, you know, you would know, in elections, you can call a seat very early. I want to call the result of this game, but I'll just wait a while.
I think so. I wouldn't attempt to do it in this game of glorious uncertainties. It can turn very quickly.
It's correct.
And it's not over until last ball is being bowled. But from here, you would want to think that Cinnamon Pieces are in command.
Yeah, very much in command.
Very much in command. It would call for a big innings by Johan Jeremiah. He's on 25. Just faced 11 deliveries, hit to maximum. Cossum Murray. Ball hit to mid-wicket. And goes down to mid-wicket fielder.
What will have to happen now is that Johan Jeremiah will probably have to face 98%, 99% of the deliveries from now on.
Yeah, he has taken most of the strike, but it has to be an understanding between the both players and the wicket. You know what the strategy is.
Of course, Dennis George is an experienced man, so he should have a very good idea as to what he needs to do out there. I think shots like that wouldn't do it. Probably just need to get it on the bat and get it in a gap and call Jeremiah through. Make sure he has that strike almost on every occasion. It's all part of game awareness. And Cutmurray would feel like it's not a bad time to be bowling at all. No, really. The required rate is very, very high. Of course, the cream of the batting has gone. Oops, probably. This one just getting close to the waist. And one could see as he came up, probably there was just some loose dust there that would have caused a little bit of problem to him, and therefore he didn't quite release that ball the way he wanted to.
Yeah, a little disappointed there that the umpires didn't call for.
Have a look at it, yes.
Have a look at it regarding the height.
Oh,
hit to cover.
Trouble. And well, maybe you can call it now, Crony. Very animated, this Cinnamon team. But it's so nice to see they have taken what I want to say, Crony. They have taken the bull by the horn. They have taken seized responsibility for where they are right now. And you can see each and every player has been quite happy and willing to contribute. And I think that is the result of it. 84 for 5, 48 for 5, sorry. And Jeremiah, that was just too much for him to carry.
Yeah.
And
had a
he
tough,
goes.
really had a tough run of it.
Well done, man.
We haven't seen the fluent Jeremiah that we know in terms of ball striking. You know, he does have the ability to strike, to be he's a good timer of the ball. We really haven't been able to get off. But General Ginger Generals 14 for 5. It really tells you when you look back at the games, tells you that they have struggled with the batting.
Yeah, and it's almost like when you have a player of Jeremiah's status, but he needs support, and that support he never really got. In a sense, he virtually had to take it all on his own shoulders most of the time. And of course, that has its repercussions. And as you can see there, delivery pitched up. It was a good delivery though by Costin Murray. He went probably for the Yorker, didn't quite get it, but Jeremiah, you could see him trying to get under the ball and couldn't do so. So coming to the end of the sixth over, we can safely call this game to Cinnamon. Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it. Even though everything seems as though it's going one direction, but I think I've learned that.
Yes, and you don't want to say deja vu.
It's not a game you can call very early. It's a good pitch, eh?
Yeah.
Good pitch. Batting is not difficult. We see how fluent the Cinnamon Peters batters were. They was able to clear the boundary really with relative ease. I think it's just that the Ginger Generals haven't been able to get off to a good start.
Yeah.
We saw one game where they really traveled. I think they put on 85 before the first wicket. And it was Matthews, and I think Johan Jeremiah, I think that probably would have been his best knock in the tournament.
Well, so far we've seen, I just thought I'm seeing enough indicators to suggest that the Cinnamon can start to celebrate. But the Cinnamon Pacers, they look a totally different team altogether to what we've seen previously, a few games before.
John comes back for his second over, and I think doing the right thing. You have a team down, you want to keep the pressure on.
That's correct.
So he comes in bowl at a tight over. Maybe pick up a wicket. Make it very difficult for the Ginger Generals.
50 for 5. Asking rate now, well, not even worth mentioning that asking rate.
I think Ginger Generals would be very disappointed with the batting display.
Again, as I said, all in what it shows is that, and we've seen a number of times where they are really hopeful and struggle and look towards the main player, Johan Jeremiah, to carry the load. And they have virtually grown to a halt at this moment. And one can see the smiles out there, and at the end of the over now you will see some high fives, some thumps, and a good short ball by Che Duncan.
Yeah, the bowlers still have been able to extract some good life. They bend their back, and the ball really seems to be fluing off. It's 51 for 5, and just one delivery to complete this 7th over.
Of course, Kishan Abraham and Dennis George being asked probably to play a role they're not up to. It's like asking a child to perform a man duty.
Yeah, they're playing a role that they're not qualified to play. It makes it really, really tough.
Yeah.
With just 18 deliveries left. Still 89 runs required.
They probably need to score, what, 5 sixes every over?
Batsman, you have a new bowler from Mr. He's coming right and around.
So it's all over by the shouting, basically. I think two batsmen can just look to have some fun, see if they can plunder a few over the boundary, entertain the few people, the people who are here. And one thing we could say about the crowd, I mean, a few people have come in over the few days, and we probably will expect a lot more tomorrow. And well, that's what is necessary by the batters out there. That was Dennis George out there, a delivery which was pitched up and just getting some runs for himself. I think it's his own statistics he can help right now.
Batsman, the bowler is coming right arm over the wicket, 5 left.
Almost well, not almost, it is an anticlimax.
Yeah, certainly the fight we expected. Not quite there. Kane looking to hit across that delivery is Dennis George. He's on 7. George. More known for his bowling.
Yes.
The school.
You know, again, we talk a lot about the conditions. And this is game number on the same track, and it has played just as it played from day one.
It's amazing how that track would have played. Almost all the games would have played there, and they continue to play well. We saw the Pacers being able to extract some bunks. You see Ryan John coming bowl pretty quickly, and even Duncan, his first over, was able to get the ball to lift. But yet, you can play shots on the wicket, really good shot. And this one looked pretty close. He's out stumped.
So I think they will have a look, but
I think that he did put the finger up.
Yeah, but from here, he looked to have dragged a bit out of his ground. But we will have to look at it on the replay to be sure. But
well, the batsman is walking, so
he's coming to have a word with his partner. Maybe not. He too isn't sure, it seems. So just tell him to hold a while here. He looks guilty though. Yeah. You don't see him going back from there. Shouldn't get back from there. He's out, yes. Comfortably stumped. So one more gone. 6 down.
So again, we're not seeing the fight from Ginger Generals.
No.
Yeah. And we're really hoping to see, some of our top batters we have on either side. It's not to be.
So the wind was taken from their sail, I think from the first innings when they bowled, and they never got back into the game. From the beginning of the game, I think they was never in it. That opening stand, not necessarily the opening stand, but that's the stand for the second wicket, which really took the game away from them. And they never got back in contention.
So 58 for 6. Just about completed 8 over. Davis Charles. We're prepared to face. He asks for Lexum guard.
1 ball left.
That's a guard I usually bat.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I used to bat Lexum
Leg
or
stump,
middle
yes.
and leg.
Right. So I guess you would have been pretty strong through the offside.
Not
Taking a-
necessarily, anything around my pads, really. But even though I use leg stump, I moved. Yeah, that method of back and across. So I would move, which would put me in a position to line up the delivery and then decide whether I'm going to, based on the delivery, whether I'm going to go offside or go leg side.
At some point taking maybe 2 guards.
You rarely see that the method of back and across being used.
Yeah.
Certainly, to me, is a method that helps you to really line up yourself.
Yes.
Alignment.
And not only that, yes, it do help you to line up yourself and get you in line with the delivery. Yeah. And then give you the opportunity to be able to access both offside and leg side and onside.
And importantly, the short deliveries.
Right, yes. Because batters these days doesn't seem to play the shorter balls too well. We haven't seen too many hook shots, pull shots, or even square cuts.
Once again, no timing. Cavan Bartholomew.
See if you can pick up a wicket or 2 here, he might well be in line for the man of the match. It's really good, Crony, to see these youngsters holding their own in a tournament like this. Just coming out of the under-19s, where he did pretty well with the ball. But he has shown, though, that he's probably one who, in time, can develop as a decent little all-rounder.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was making a point earlier. It's so good to see that we are in a position where we could really see all the top cricketers on the island. We have players coming from throughout Grenada. The Windwards. We have from Barbados, we have from Trinidad. So it's really a good opportunity with basically your senior cricket will be coming up maybe sometime in August. And then there will be an inter-parish senior tournament. So again, it gives you an opportunity.
Probably really surprised George there. One could what's the ball probably got a little bit big on him. Really, Ginger General just stuck there, no way to go, no real hope. Oh, and a slower ball. Good hustle there. It was a slower ball. He returned, came in, it hit the stumps, and the alertness of the batter to goes of Davis Charles calling through. Dennis George. It's good to see that they haven't totally given up, or they're still looking to pick up whatever is available. But this would be a huge win and a real confidence booster for the Cinnamon.
Yeah. Yes, it really would be a big win. I think Justin and I could now agree there and call it. It seems as though that will be a big win. Still 74 runs required. Just have 8 deliveries remaining. Yeah, again, it has been a dominant performance by Cinnamon Pacers. We have seen them really come of age in the last 2 games.
But I do think that within the conversations and stuff that they may have had, I do think that they had a plan. They approached it in a way so as to, build into it, work themselves into it, And I remember Ryan John mentioning that a number of times, that it's about ensuring that you qualify, and a day like today is when you need to now begin to show your mettle, and everything else that you did before really doesn't matter now.
Yeah, and all the teams who would have known that and would have said so, listen to some of the interviews, they would see that the real competition starts today. So, again, this is where you expect your top players to really take the lead. It's a big one.
What was the biggest margin of victory you've had so far? This will have to come very close to it. This margin of victory will probably have to come very, very close to what we've seen earlier.
Yeah, there have been a few big victories. But generally, the scores have been very big.
Right.
Quite a bit of scores under 3 figures. Some just over 3 figures. Into the 10th over here, and Duncan bowling 2nd over. I just went for 3 in his first over.
It's a good feeling to know that you can run in free to experiment, free to go through the different variations, knowing that whatever happened can't hurt the team.
Outside again, just a little overcast. I've seen some heavy clouds.
And he's out, yes.
Caught at the wicket. We have seen him really trying to play this shot with his scoop, trying to get inside and play it on the onside. Again,
some bumps.
Finding some situation, he was way outside the off stump, and that delivery coming into him. So Davis Charles scores. Another wicket for Ginger General, 69 for 7. Just a few deliveries remaining.
Of course, this guys are very happy out there.
Commanding position by Cinnamon Pacers. They have lost a few games, but really came back strongly, and probably winning when it's important.
Correct. And you want to probably back them to, if they should perform anywhere near that standard against maybe the teams who have ended up above them, I believe that they would be very, very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, we see a different team. Cinnamon Pieces. The final delivery. So inside the off stump, that completes the inning. And tremendous victory here by Cinnamon Pieces. They won by 70 runs. They continue their winning streak, having defeated Nutmeg Warriors yesterday, and has been a convincing display here today.
Yes, a dominant victory, dominant display. Almost say the Ginger General being bullied by the Cinnamon Pieces. They enforced their will on the game from the beginning, basically from ball one. They did enforce themselves on the Ginger bowlers, and this continued basically on without the Ginger being able to do anything about it throughout the game. And one very good win for the Cinnamon Pieces.
So the bowling, Ryan John 1 over, 5 runs. Francis 1 over, he had done for 16. Hooper had 2 for 13 in his 2 over. He continued to bowl well. Gerard Noel 1 for 11 in his 1 over. Cousin Murray, he had 1 for 3. Che Duncan in 2 overs, 1 for 4. Ricardo Murray 1 over. He also had 1 for 8. So basically, Bartholomew none for 8 in 1 over. So basically, most of the bowlers would have picked up wicket. The Eugene run out, Shondell Regis, he went for 2. And we had Ricardo Murray, he was bowled as a full for 12. And Cousin Murray also went 26. And the other double figures, we had Dennis George, 10 not out. Ronald Williams, 2 not out. Really, 69 for 7 really hasn't been the sort of reply that one expected. But convincing win by Cinnamon Pieces, a confident team, and you see the way that they played today. Again, is a team that really should be bubbling with confidence as they wait. Probably the loser for the next encounter today. So we had for Bartholomew 42, St. Lear again in the runs 34 and Ryan John 16. Then we had Jeremiah 26, Matthew 12 and Dennis George 10. 2 for 13, Hooper continued to bowl well. And these really has been the players that really would have stand out. The Cinnamon Pieces won by 70. And Justin, as we have been seeing, really nice turnaround by the Cinnamon Pieces. Yes. To come back and win both games convincingly. We look at the scores of 144 for 3 and 139 has been some of the better total we have seen in the tournament.
Yes.
Ginger Generals, on the other hand, I think really would be disappointed with their performance. And I think the key thing is that the batting have not been able to take hold of things. And for you to do well in this short version of the game, your top batters really have to come off. And we haven't seen that happening. Such really, they always seem to be looking to fight from the back. And really have not seen the sort of performance that we know that they can do.
Well, they will, I guess in hindsight, when they sit there to assess, they will be able to come up with, I think, with some kind of some kind of prognosis, you can call it, as to what really went wrong, and probably look towards future tournaments to correct that.
So we not far from the second fixture for the day. We have the team at the top of the table, Clove Challengers, They're going to come up against the second place team in Ginger General. And that again would be an exciting one. The team that wins will go straight to the finals. And the team that loses is going to play against Cinnamon Pieces just to decide on the other team that's going to qualify to meet the winner. Certainly we are expecting that again could be good competitive games being played as both teams will be aiming to end at the top of the table.
Yes, indeed. Both teams would be, well, that is what you want to do. You want to book your flight straight to your destination, which is the final. And of course, the loser will still have a bite of the cherry, can still get there. The thing is, they'll have to take the longer route. But all in all, it's set for a wonderful game between the two leaders so far in the tournament. And it all sets up a magnificent finals on the final day of competition.
Just a look at both teams as we await probably just as white. So just a look at the two teams. Just a look at the two teams as it's coming up for that final game. And one thing, the last two games that Clove Challenger would have played, they didn't score heavy. Scores left 78. And I think they just got over 100, probably over 110 or thereabouts. So we have seen they would have faltered a bit coming down to the end of the preliminary rounds. While we would have seen a little different from Nutmeg Warriors. I mean, they lost miserable in their last encounter, having scored the lowest total in the tournament of 32. So it all makes for an intriguing final game between these two teams. And I guess what would be important is the likes of the top players to take the lead. We look at Clove Challengers. I continue to say the team that to me boasts of top players, well balanced in terms of the batting, likewise the bowling. It would mean that one expect that the top players, the likes of Darren Ned, the likes of Roland Keto, to come off, while we would see Nutmeg Warriors, Andre Fletcher. We would expect to see these top players really come into the fore in terms of the performance in this game. So quite a lot to look for.
Yes, the playing days, the playing is over now. It's time to leave it all out there. You know. And if you're having fun first time before now, no time for fun anymore.
Yeah, it's I think it's a serious matter now, and now you want your best players, your top players, now to show what they are made of in this critical position. And sometimes, you know, when we reach these sort of situations where the games becomes crucial, either in or out, and then you expect your top players to come forward, it don't always happen. But I think in this situation, I think a lot goes with the batting team in terms of what they do, and therefore one would expect. And it seems as though McDonald seemed to be one that is leading the team. Let's hope that Andre Fletcher is well and ready to go. But it all goes for interesting game.
Yes. So critically too, Cronin, when do you have that bad game, boy? Some teams, unfortunately, played a bad game early. I've had the bad results early, and some teams would have had the slip off at times when they virtually couldn't afford it. At semi-finals and final stages, where there is no turn back.
But that's why, as you would have said, that sometimes it's not where you. So we now go downstairs to Ryan John, who's going to just do the presentation of the game. Over to you, Ryan.
All right,
John.
thank you very much, Rafael. I'm here with the Ginger Generals captain, Johan. Johan, a really important match today. Things not really going the way you wanted.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we didn't pull through, but nevertheless, I just still want to commend the guys. It was up and down tournament for us. So it's just for us to learn and come back next year, hopefully.
All right, just take us quickly through that game. You seem to have started well, but somewhere in the middle it seemed to have gone wrong.
Yeah, I think we had a plan, and if as bowlers and as a team, if we don't execute the plans, things like that happen. But nevertheless, it's a young team, as I said, so it's just for the guys, to keep working on their game and, look to get better. And hopefully, in competitions to come, that they could execute their skills and showcase, whoever is watching.
All right, well, I want you to just quickly just speak to your Ginger Generals fans. I mean, I know they have been supporting.
Yeah, fans, nevertheless, I know you're disappointed in the result and how we did this season, but sometimes that's how the game goes. But nevertheless, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming out and support the guys. We still have one more game to play, so you can still come out and support and even support the other teams in the tournament.
All right, so there you had it, Johan Jeremiah of the Ginger Generals. Thank you very much, Johan, for your thoughts. We're going to move to the captains, and we're going to invite the captain of the Cinnamon Pieces, a happy Ryan John. We want to welcome him to the post-match, and I know he will be happy. He will certainly say that it's just one more. Ryan, give us your thoughts on today's game.
Very well done by my boys today. Obviously, you must give credit to Ginger Generals. They fought hard. Obviously, we came out on top, but that's just how the game goes, so just grateful to the Almighty for that.
All right, take us through that batting innings. We've seen that the top order really did not get it right often. You got it right the day before, and you lost the early wicket. In comes Kavon Bartholomew. Tell us about Kavon.
He's a phenomenal individual, always excited to play, always pumped and ready to go. And today we decided to give him that opportunity, and he put his hand he put his hand up and he stood up really well for us today, and we're grateful for this youngster.
All right, so you have a much needed win. The confidence seemed to be with your team. You have maybe 3 of the highest totals in the tournament. Where do you go from here?
It's just about taking every game a step at a time, just playing consistent cricket and not getting too far ahead of ourselves, and play each game on its merit.
All right, well, good luck to you and the Cinnamon Pieces as you drive home towards the championship.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that was Ryan John, and we're getting into the presentations. We're going to be presenting the awards for this match, and we will begin the awards with the power hitter of the tournament, and we're going to have Ms. Shiris Noel presenting the power hitter of the tournament. All right, Kavon, tell us about your innings today. You had a really good innings. I mean, I think everybody was satisfied. How satisfied were you with your innings?
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with my innings today. First of all, I want to say thanks to Lord for giving me this opportunity today, and thanks to the skipper for having confidence in me to go up the order and bat in the power play, and I back myself and I scored the runs today.
Well, we've been seeing you hitting some really good, clean hit. I mean, what is it? How do you prepare yourself for hitting these sort of powerful hits?
Well, it's first of all the food you're eating. You have to watch the food you're eating. You can't eat any food. And the most important thing is rest. I rest early. I wake up, prepare myself, and I come at the ground. And yeah, that is it.
All right, so there you had it. A mental preparation, sleep, get rest. That's the formula for Kavon Bartholomew to be the power hitter of today's match. Thank you very much, Kavon. We're moving ahead and we're going straight into the impact bowler of this match. And again, Ms. Noel will come and she will present to Che Duncan. All right, Che, the ball in hand, the ball seemed to be really just doing what you ask it to do. You really put it in some good areas. Tell us about your bowling innings.
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to my captain for believing in me, to giving me the 7th and the 10th over. We actually had a plan to bowl wide outside of stump and also into the pitch, and we were successful after that.
All right, so you seem to have a bit of momentum. What can the Cinnamon Pieces fans expect from you all from here on in?
Well, from here on, we're coming hard, and I believe that we're going to be playing the second match on Sunday.
All right, so there you had it, a confident Che Duncan. He believes in his team, he believes in his strength. Let's see how far they can go. We're going to present the man of the match. That's the next award. And again, Ms. Noel will come and present the man of the match. All right, so Kavon, you just won yourself a man of the match for today's game. I want you to just take a moment and I want you to speak to your Cinnamon Pieces fans. Speak to the Kavon Bartholomew Brigade that is cheering you on.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody who's supporting me. I want to say there is more to come. Where that comes from, there is more to come. I guarantee you that. Once I get the opportunity, the Lord bless me, and yeah, that is all.
All right, so there you had it. That was Kavon Bartholomew, our man of the match, our power hitter for this tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go very far. We're getting ready. It is the qualifier coming up next. The team that wins from here goes straight to the final. Let's see who it will be. Is it the clove or is it the nutmeg? We wait to see.